So, the value and mission of museums in the 21st century. We've had three wonderful discussants and discussions from three very different points of view. Do we have comments from the audience? Contributions from the audience? Questions? Yes. Yeah, that would be great.
Is it on? Well, I just can talk loud. I think that all four of you really talked about one thing that's for sure a part of museums, but increasingly a part of museums, is collaboration and interfacing with the community. And I think some of what Amalia was talking about in a younger generation of why they like Facebook and creating their own museums and technology is a lot because it's interactive. Like, I get to put content up there, like Wikipedia and all that sort of thing seems to be increasingly important to people. So I'm wondering how that might look in museums. Do you have any ideas or brainstorms about how to make museums more interactive in the sense that the public actually brings, this is what I think about this is what I'm making, actually bringing content or perspectives to the museums?
I will say this, there are museums that are somewhat receptive to what I call an interactive experience with exhibitions, but usually that's sort of perpetuated by the exhibition, the installation itself. It's when the artist has made that interface a part of the piece. You do have that happening. I would like to see it sort of generate from the creativity of the museum itself sometimes. I don't know if that's what you're asking, but it would be nice. Now, some hide behind the fact that they don't have the kind of technological capability to make that an ongoing part of the museum experience. And my response to two museums already has been laptop computers. You hear of this company called Apple? It's not that difficult to do. In fact, I know of one case where a very small museum in South Georgia with one laptop was able to project the comments of the viewers of an exhibition immediately on a screen as they exited. We're talking about a very small museum in Albany, Georgia.
Increasingly, I see artwork online from museums. There are actual collection online to look at. How do you foresee copyright protection in that kind of environment?
Well, usually when they go online, that's a real technical question. Okay.
Sorry, they put the watermark on.
Yeah.
It's the piece.
Yeah, well, copyright is divided into 5 copyrights: the right to reproduce, the right to exhibit, the right to, so it's actually, when it goes online, it's okay to put it online because they have some poor registrar in the background checking all that stuff. So you as the artist have retained your copyright. Even if you've sold your work, you still have your copyright.
Oh, I know. I'm just curious. How can we protect artists' copyright? And it's very encouraging to put your work out there online. It's wonderful to see everything. Does anybody have an idea?
But you can download protected. You can literally make it such that it cannot be downloaded to a file. You can't print it. In fact, there is a program, I think it's, the name just went out. There is a program where if someone tries to download your image, you actually get an email notice that that person tried to download. They don't get it, but it's just an extra layer of protection. And it's important for artists because it tells you how frequently people make an effort to get that image. What's also interesting about it, a sort of side effect that may not have been a part of the original plan, is I've told younger artists, well, when that happens, email those people and see if they want to buy it. You know, just turn it into a marketing opportunity. But you can download Protect. And as you say, it's not even there without the artists. And you know, artists are more and more starting to hire agencies to oversee the protection of their images.
And if you
online,
have
so.
your work at a museum and you don't want it up online, the museum would probably respect that. You'd have to ask them. But you're probably better off as an artist to have it up online. So that's a real interesting technical question.
We've reached a whole new era because do you all know about what Google Earth released last week about this ability to go to their website and go to the Prado Museum and look at 14 of their masterpieces in a way that you can't even do with the human eye. You can come in so close that you can see every brush mark and every crack on the painting. Yeah. So if this is already happening with 14 paintings in the Prado, what do you think it's going to be like in a year? So we're in a different era. And I think it's actually healthy.
Yeah.
And you know something else about that? I think when your image is on the web, like Blue Lady, everybody who sees her now, they know it's me. So if someone else pops up with that image, they're going to say, that's not your image. So there is a, you know, it's a double-edged thing. It's a difficult thing to balance, but there is a positive side to it.
Another question or comment? Yes, sir.
For anyone, the question I have, and I'm afraid you're giving the answer, is are we going to lose all perspective on the object as an object? If all this takes place on a two-dimensional screen, people will grow and develop their whole sense of art without ever knowing that the wonder of art is in the three-dimensional object, the space around it, and all these factors that no one's touched on.
That's the argument that they used to use on about black and white photography. You know, and when photographs first came into to being, they used that argument about photographs, and then they used it about color photographs, and then they used it about moving images. In fact, people want to see the real thing more. If it's out there, they want to see it more. Getting to the real thing is more important when they've actually seen images of it. Eventually, they want to see the real thing more.
I guess my question is, though, how much of what we're seeing created is a created three-dimensional object as opposed to a...
Sorry, misunderstood the question.
Three-dimensional object, a rendering or something, and that you really do not have that piece of wood that's been chiseled or whatever. I mean, unless you haven't seen one, you know you have more appreciation for a piece of wood than you're seeing that piece of wood.
I think a way to think about all of this is not like an either-or situation, that this is just another stream. You know, that there are going to be people out there that will never make a three-dimensional object, but they'll computer generate it, right? And that's the way you'll experience that. But I can assure you that human beings liked the hand. You know, I'm at City College. We have 2,000 students a year taking these classes. In adult ed, when people retire especially, and they go take classes, they usually don't sign up for an accounting class, you know? They sign up for things that they do with the hand. This will never change. But there will be people that that's not their primary focus. They like the ability of what this computer does. And so as our country is more and more pluralistic, and certainly the arts are more pluralistic than ever, then that's just going to be something else. And if you don't like it, fine.